Hello, my name is Martin Fahn, and I am a solutions architect with Catalogic Software, and welcome to another DPX demo video. So in this video, we're going to be discussing and demonstrating the DPX Archive functionality, which is our disk-to-tape backup functionality provided by DPX Open Storage Advanced Recovery Backups. So this slide actually depicts how DPX Archive works. If you're familiar with our block level incremental strategy, you would know that we can snapshot virtual or physical machines to a DPX open storage server where we can use these snapshots for a multitude of recoveries, anything from instant access to virtualization to bare metal restore. Now, typically snapshots on your open storage server are only going to reside there for, let's say, a period of 7 to 30 days, and some organizations might require a longer term retention period on that snapshot. So what we can do through DPX Archive is set up an automatic migration policy of data snapshots to tape media or disk media for longer term retention. Now in this case, we're keeping two separate copies of the data, one on disk where we can perform our advanced recovery restores, and then another copy on tape where we'll be able to perform file level recovery. In this case, as snapshots expire off of our DPX open storage server, our master server is keeping track of snapshots and data and where they reside, and it will be able to seamlessly perform a single step restore from either the open storage server or tape library depending on where it can access that data. So with that said, let's jump right into the demo to see how exactly we can set up DPX Archive. So let's just quickly step through the demo environment that I'll be using to perform this demonstration. In this case, it's relatively simple. I just have one server, which is my DPX master server, also doubling as an open storage server. So it has both roles installed in it, the master and open storage server. Now, if you recall, how we go about defining a block level backup definition is relatively simple. Here I'm just going to open up a job definition defined for my master server, in which case I select the source for my backup, just some contents on the master server that I want to protect and snapshot. On the next screen, I would select the destination for my backup. So this is just some drive letter, which is going to be dedicated for storing my backup snapshot. So that's on the same server under drive letter E. Now, where I would actually define the DPX archive schedule is through the scheduled job information. So I can click on scheduled job. You can see that I'm running a daily backup at 9 p.m. and retain that backup snapshot now for a period of 7 days. So if I want to do an archive to media, what I would do is define a new schedule, and let's say I want to do a weekly archive, taking that 9 o'clock snapshot on Friday and archiving off to media. So instead of running a backup, I'm going to do what's called an archive to media and select a destination device cluster and media pool that would define within my Catalogic enterprise. So I can define a separate retention period for this archive to media schedule. Let's say I want to keep this around for 365 days, and that is just a separate schedule definition within my job definition. So I'll click OK, finish out, and I'll save out this job. And I don't want to run it now because I've already gone ahead and run my archive. So if I were to go into the restore screen and now try to do a restore of some data from that snapshot, I would drill down into the master server which I protected, let's say into drive layer C. I would see each of these recovery points. Let me drill down through the latest recovery point here, which has been archived, and I want to select a single file to recover. And I'll recover that file to a new location on my master server. So I'll create a new directory here, call it test restore, and give it the date on my drive layer C. Now this is actually telling me where it's going to try and pull that file. So you can see where that snapshot resides. It resides on my master server in drive layer E. So if I were to go ahead and run this job, kick it off, it would know exactly where to get that file data. So as the job's kicking off, it's referencing the catalog in the master server, determining the location of that file, and it's going to pull, it should pull that file directly off of the snapshot from disk. So you can see it's browsing through the contents of the catalog. It's knowing that the location of that snapshot is on my open storage server, drive letter E, which is my master server, and it's going to pull that file data directly from the snapshot. So I should see a new directory appearing on my master server with the exact contents of that file. And my restore job is complete. So at this point, we know that a simple file recovery is working on our open storage server, but remember, I archived this data or this snapshot off to tape media. So I can very easily simulate the single-step restore process by removing this drive letter E. In this case, I can go into disk management and just simply offline that drive letter which stores my backup snapshots. Now at this point I have a drive letter E offline. Let's go ahead and run through that same restore. Of course we should go ahead and delete the volume or the folder that was just created, and we'll go ahead and run and monitor this same restore job definition. Now that the snapshot no longer resides on my open storage server because I've simply removed it, the catalog should be smart enough to know that the snapshot is no longer available on my open storage server and go to that archive tape media in order to perform that restore. So you can see it views the data as being double protected, and it's actually restoring from that double protection tape backup, going automatically to tape and pulling down those files. So let me just open up a Windows Explorer, keep that in the background here as this job is running. So I'm just going to put the video on pause here while the restore job is running and come back to it once this restore is complete. So coming back, you can see that our restore has completed, and if I do a refresh on my Windows Explorer view, I can still see that same file being recovered, this time from my tape media rather than my disk-based snapshot on my open storage server. So in summary, DPX Archive is the disk-to-tape backup functionality that's available within DPX Open Storage Server. It allows for you to keep two separate retention periods on the snapshot that resides on your Open Storage Server disk, as well as a snapshot that will be migrated to tape. It's very useful for organizations that require flexibility in their service level agreements and RPO objectives that are require them to keep data for longer periods of time. We recommend that you check out our other videos on YouTube, and if you have any questions, please visit our website at www.catalogicsoftware.com. Thank you.